Hey guys, welcome back to my channel McNallie Money, home of all things stock, investment, and personal finance related. Now for today's video, we're going to be taking a look into my private Questrade account, specifically my top 3 option contracts that I currently have out. Now I've been trading options for quite some time. I actually did a couple of courses on option trading, and my strategy and approach has changed a lot over the last couple of years. So I wanted to share with you guys an option tracker that I've actually built and talk a little bit about my strategy and approach in regards to options in recent months here. Now before we get into it, you guys, please take a second to smash that like button. It's 100% free to do. It takes a second of your time and it really does make a big difference on how this video places in the YouTube algorithm. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, McNallie Money, feel free to do so. We're almost at 1,400 subs now, which is absolutely insane. So thanks so much for the continued support. And on a final note, leave a comment in the section below on what you think of this analysis, if you like these type of videos, and if you're currently holding any of the companies that we discuss in this next couple of minutes here. Now without further ado, let's roll the intro clip and get into today's video. Okay guys, so that's right. For today's video, we're going to be switching it up a little bit. We're going to be talking about my top 3 option trades that I'm currently holding in my private account. So I generally don't disclose a lot of my trades in this account. Normally we're talking about the public portfolio on this channel, but I did want to dive into a couple of these because I've had a lot of success with option trades over the last couple of months, and I wanted to share what I really look for in these trades. So hopefully you guys can get some value out of that and start to replicate or start to see some of these same type of returns or profits and win ratios that I've really started to see since about October of last year. Now what we have up on the screen here is actually an option tracking sheet that I've built in Google Sheets. Now what's really nice about this, you guys, is it really allows you to track your trades over a period of time and look for patterns and opportunities of where you're making money or maybe where you're making some mistakes. So I'll go through each one of these columns quickly for you guys. In general here, you can see that over the last 16 trades or option trades that I've made, I've actually won on 13 of them. Now I still have a number of trades outstanding. Those are in white on this sheet or on this screen, but everything in green is actually a trade that I was able to make profit on. Everything in red was a loss. So out of the last 16 trades that I've closed, 13 of them were winners or profitable, which equates to about 81.25 or 81.25% win ratio. Now, if you're able to replicate that over the long run here, you guys, you're going to have a very profitable account and you're going to have a ton of success in the market. Now, in terms of overall profit, out of these 16 trades, I was able to generate $7,235 or $7,235 in US funds. So a huge return considering the amount of money that I put up on these trades. And in terms of the amount I actually did invest, I put in $13,113. So that's a 55% profit on these 16 trades. And like I say, this is only from October of last year. So I've invested $13,000. I've gotten that all back, plus an additional $7,200 US of profit, which is in a TFSA account, you guys. So we're talking 100% profit on these trades. Now, in terms of how I track this on my sheet, first column here is the buy date. I then call out what type of trade it is. So for example, the first one here is Upwork. That's a plus 20 call, so a $20 strike call. The strategy is long call. You can see nearly every trade, at least on this page that we're viewing, is a long call because the market's been trending upward for the last couple of months. I do trade puts as well, but generally it takes a lot for me to buy a put on a company or on a name. And that's actually where I identified some opportunity with my trading strategy previously. I was betting against the market and trying to time that turnaround, and it really didn't work out for me, and I actually lost a couple $1,000s on that trade alone. Following the strategy is the ticker symbol, so that's the company that we're trading. We then have the expiration date. I then have a calculated field that shows me the number of days until expiration. Now, generally as a rule of thumb, you guys, I never buy anything under 3 months. However, I will go a lot longer than that if needed. So lately, I've actually been focusing on leaps or long expiration contracts that actually have at least 12 months until the expiration date. Now you can see as of recently, a lot of these trades are up in the 200-300 day kind of window. And I've actually found that's kind of the sweet spot in terms of giving yourself enough runway and avoiding any impacts of theta on your profit or your trade overall. Now next column here is the delta. So I'm looking for at least delta 70, you guys. There's two things that delta really indicates for me. Number one is the percentage chance that an option will finish in the money. So if you buy a 70, 80, 90 delta, your chances of that option contract finishing in the money are exponentially higher than if you're buying some of the short-term 10, 15, 20 delta kind of call options, or puts for that matter. After delta, we have the buy price and the quantity. You multiply those together and you get the book value of the trade. I then track my sell price, my sell date, and that will actually calculate a profit column for me. So that's column M here, you guys. This is in US dollars. I only trade options on the US, either NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange, just due to the liquidity factor. Based on that profit, I can then calculate a profit percentage. And in general, on my option trades, I'm looking for anything 30, 40, 50% plus. Options are definitely more leveraged than owning shares of the company themselves. So I am looking for some of those higher returns. I generally don't set stop losses on these option contracts. However, you can see I do start to cut my losses when I hit anything minus 50, minus 60 in that type of range, because obviously either my strategy or my timing is wrong for that particular security. After the profit percentage is days held. Now this is really interesting because even though I buy long-term or long expiration contracts, I rarely hold them anywhere close to expiration. So you can see for the most part here, you guys, I still sell these contracts with at least a month or two left. Now that's by design. I buy that extra time just for insurance in case my hypothesis takes a little bit longer to come to fruition than I think. But like I say, as long as you have at least about a month of wiggle room, you're not going to get killed by theta or any of the time value effects on these option contracts. Now column P is my favorite one on this entire chart, and what this is an annualized return percentage. So I take the number of days held, I layer in my profit percentage, and I figure out if I were to hold this contract for a full 365 days, what would my annual return percentage be? And you can see some of my trades up over 3,000, 9,000, 14,000%, you guys. This is the power of options. You're really not going to get those type of returns on stocks or individual securities unless you time it perfectly on a Tesla or something like that. But I'm able to generate triple and quadruple digit annualized returns on a regular basis through this option strategy or combination that I employ. So that's what I'm really excited about. And if I can generate in this situation a 55% return on my money, I will continue to do that day in and day out, you guys, because it's just a matter of time until compounding takes effect and you start to see this account really snowball and get to a sizable or life-changing type of balance. So now that we've gone through the tracker itself, I wanted to talk about my 3 top option contracts that I currently have outstanding, and you can actually see a couple of them on here. DropBox is one that we're going to talk about, Tattooed Chef, along with one of my more recent trades in Corsair Gaming. So if I pull up my actual YouTube channel here, you guys, I just wanted to bring this up because a lot of these trades I actually have documented in real time. So Tattooed Chef was my first video. This is when I started to play around with this company. Dropbox was a couple videos after that. So these were put out about 4 months ago. I just put one out yesterday about Corsair Gaming. So if you're interested in trying to emulate or copy some of these trade strategies, I highly encourage you to do so, and I try my best to post each and every one of these. Now, I'm not going to take full credit for identifying these companies. One of the GOATs, or the people that I really grew up on YouTube, is Financial Education Jeremy. You'll notice that a lot of the companies I talk about on this channel are inspired by him. Now, that being said, he definitely talks about some companies that I'm not a huge fan of. One that comes to mind is GTech Holdings. So I would caution you against just blindly buying anything that Jeremy advises. But for the most part, I find his research and his due diligence pretty solid, and I use him really as a screener to identify potential opportunities. I then go in, I follow the stock, I do my research, I put out a video or two, and if everything lines up, then I generally will enter a trade or enter a position on some of those names that he identifies or brings up on his videos. So shout out to Jeremy. Thanks for the great advice. Thanks for the great ideas, and hopefully you continue to produce for myself and many other of your followers. So moving along, if we actually jump into my Questrade account here, you guys, Tattooed Chef is the first one that we're going to be looking at. In total, I have 7 contracts out on Tattooed Chef in this account at this point in time. Both of them are 15 strike calls. 2 of them are dated for January 21st of next year, and 5 of them are actually dated for April 14th of 2022. So you can see these are very long term, like we just talked about on that last page, you guys. Now there's a couple of ways you can diversify your risk in options. One of them is actually to buy different strikes or different price points. The other one is actually to change your expiration date. So that's the strategy that I took here, is varying up or staggering my expiration date. You can see on the first one, I paid an average of $6.90 per contract. They're currently trading at $8.50, so I'm up 23% on these two contracts, which equates to $320 US. Now again, you can see the delta on this is 0.87, so roughly an 87% chance of this contract or these contracts finishing in the money with 220 days till expiration. Now the next 5 I bought for an average of $4.92. They're trading at $7.90, so total market value of just under $4,000 US. I'm up 61% on this position, you guys, which equates to $1,490 US, and I have 303 days left till expiration. Again, delta on this is north of 85 or 85%, so feeling very confident with both of these. And Tattooed Chef has actually pulled back in the last couple of days. These were looking even better as of the middle of last week. Now if we pull up the chart on Tattooed Chef, I have a 1-year view here, you guys. Tattooed Chef really involved with plant-based foods that you can find in the freezer aisle. They've signed a number of big distribution agreements this year. They've had a lot of great news, but they were beat up a little bit in the media here as of recently. And I was actually able to get these contracts close to the $17, $18 kind of share price and really take advantage of that dip. Now Tattooed Chef has been on a pretty good run, so if we look at the last 1 month on this one, you can see it's pretty much up and to the right. It was trading close to $23, $24 again here at the start of June, and it has pulled back to under $22. So I'm very bullish on this, you guys. Again, I have over 200, 300 days on these contracts, and I think this one will easily be in the $30 range by the time those contracts are coming close to expiration. Next one up is DropBox. Now one thing that's so nice about the Questrade platform is you can actually filter through all of your different positions right in the positions tab itself. Now I've been using Questrade for a number of years here, you guys. I actually have a link or an affiliate link to the Questrade platform in the video description below. So if you've been sitting on the fence, you're not sure which brokerage to use, you want to get involved with investing, I would highly advise you guys to take a look at Questrade. If you use my link down below, you'll actually get a $50 credit towards your trade commissions, so you can make your first handful of trades absolutely free. I get a bit of kickback as well, so it helps both of us out. And if you have any questions about the platform once you're set up, I'd be more than happy to help you out. So make sure you take a look. That's my plug for the video. That's how I pay the bills around here, you guys. So thanks so much for at least entertaining that idea. Now continuing to move on, we have DropBox. So again, 2 contracts here, you guys, dated for January 21st of 2022. So exact same expiration as those Tattooed Chef. These are $18 strikes, and I paid an average of $5.19 per contract. So what that means, you guys, for those of you who aren't familiar with option contracts, you basically take the strike price of 18, you add whatever you paid. So total, these are worth $23.19. So if DropBox closes at or above $23.19 within the next 220 days and I decide to sell that contract, I'm going to be in the green on these. Now, if I waited till expiration and it closed exactly at $23.19, I would break even on these contracts. So that's one thing to keep in mind whenever you're kind of trying to price out or determine your break-even point on option contracts. Now, current market value on these 2 contracts is $11.65. So market value is just north of $2,300 US, which means my total profit right now is sitting at 124.5% on this trade, or in dollars, $1,292 US. So you can see the power of options here, you guys. Again, these are phenomenal returns. And although DropBox has been on a pretty good run over the last couple of months, you would need to have a ton of money invested in terms of shares in order to get this type of dollar return off of this position. Now, delta on this one, you guys, you can see is 0.98. So that essentially means for every $1 DropBox moves up, I'm going to get 98 cents extra on these contracts. So for example, if DropBox closed tomorrow $1 higher than it did today, these contracts are now going to be worth close to $12.63. So that's the other way to look at delta, you guys, the percentage chance of finishing in the money, or the amount each contract is going to move for a $1 change in the underlying share price. Now, days till expiration, 220, exact same as Tattooed Chef, so we've got a ton of time. If we jump over to the Dropbox chart here, you guys, you can see over the past year, it's definitely been on a run. It's up over 50% from where it was a couple of months ago back in October there. I personally think Dropbox has a ton of room left to go, and I would be highly surprised if this closes anywhere under $35, even $40 towards the end of calendar 2020, because this company is an absolute beast. I also wouldn't be surprised if it ends up getting bought out by one of the big players in the tech space for a very healthy or handsome premium. Now, last one we're going to talk about in the video here, you guys, Corsair Gaming. I just put a video out about this one, a deep dive yesterday, so take a look. This one's super exciting. It's just gotten picked up by the Reddit Wall Street Bet type of crew. I expect this one to absolutely blow up. I'm shocked that it didn't go up yesterday. It actually closed down 17 cents. So we'll see what happens throughout the rest of the week here. But this is a stock that I could really see going sky high over the next couple of months. In terms of the option contract, again, January 21st, 2022, we've got 220 days till expiration. This is a 25 strike call. I paid $8.43. I only bought one contract here. I own some shares of Corsair Gaming as well, so I just didn't want to have too much money in the company. However, I may look to actually flip those shares into options if the share price does pull back a little bit further over the next few days. Now, the current price of this contract is $12.60. So I'm actually up 49.5%. And this is one that I bought within the last week here, you guys. So I was actually able to get in Friday. I had no idea what was going on Reddit or Wall Street Bets. It was completely lucky. I was just following this company and I saw the share price dropping and dropping. I knew that it was a healthy company and I wanted to really leverage or get more exposure into this name. So in terms of total profit, I'm up $417. Delta on this one's 0.87, so about an 87% chance of it finishing the money, or 87-cent move for every dollar that Corsair Games goes up or down in terms of their actual share price. So this one I'm super excited about. If you jump into the chart on Corsair Gaming, you can see down 17 cents during yesterday's session. After hours, we're down another 53 cents. I'm not worried about that at all. I've got a ton of time on my side, 220 days. If this share price continues to drop anywhere close to 32, 33, even 34, you guys, I'm going to be buying more option contracts in Corsair Gaming. This company is trading at a forward PE of under 20. Compared to any of the peers in this industry like Logitech, it's head and shoulders above in terms of their revenue growth, their long-term projected growth, their revenue stability. This company has everything I'm looking for in a high growth tech stock except the big valuation. So this is what I'm super pumped about. Again, you guys, I would expect, or I would be shocked if Corsair Gaming is trading anywhere under $50 by the end of calendar 2020. And if that's the case, again, I'll eat my words, you guys, and I'll chalk it up as a loss, but I am very confident in Corsair Gaming moving forward. So that's it for today's video, you guys. I hope you found some value here. We talked about my option trading tracker. If you want to get your hands on this or you want to take a look at this for yourself, let me know. Feel free to shoot me an email. Options is definitely an acquired taste. There's a lot to understand and a lot to know. They're definitely different than stocks in the sense that you have to pick the direction and the time or the duration that the share price is going to move in. I'm always happy to answer questions, so feel free to leave a comment in the section below on what you think of the video, if you currently trade options yourself, and if you have any hot stocks you want me to take a look at. If you haven't already, please make sure you smash the like button. It helps me out in a huge way, you guys. It's free to do, so please take a second to do that. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, McNallie Money, feel free to join the community. It's a great way to stay connected, find some new stocks to talk about or trade, and hopefully make a little bit of extra money. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and have a great rest of your day.